Welcome, everybody, to today's episode of Home Solutions, right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Dennis Purvis live in the Mix 104 studios today. Happy Saturday to everybody. Hope you're doing well as you're driving around. Maybe you're checking some things off your honey-do list, driving around to several places in town to get some goods and services. And I'm lucky today to have somebody here with me that can help you with some of those projects, whether you want to tackle them yourself or maybe you need some help. And that's where the good folks at Pro 93 Home Solutions, our sponsor, comes in. We can help you. We are your locally owned, veteran-owned general contractor right here in Cleveland, Tennessee. If you're listening to us on the radio right now, you're in our area. We would love to help you out for any of your home improvement needs, from remodeling to exteriors to roofs, whatever we can do to help you. We want to be your partner in your project. Give us a call, 458-4135, or take a look online, pro93homesolutions.com, and you get a little information about us. And then there's a great gallery page on there. And also, we've got, if you've got some bigger projects you've got in mind, we now offer financing. You can hit the financing tab, and takes less than 2 minutes, does not have a pull on your credit report, but gives you an idea of what your financing terms would be. We are excited about that option now. Please give us a call. And remember, we also have a residential and light commercial cleaning. So if you're looking to get your house disinfected, seems to be a popular thing these days, getting out all the junk and viruses that may or may not be going around, give us a call, 458-4135, and I'll have Wendy and our clean team get right to you. Today, though, if you're one of those folks, you want to do it yourself, I've got the guy that can help you with just about anything on your exterior you might need. Tom Carlton from Pioneer Metal Depot. Tom, how you doing today?
Doing great. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, brother. You may want to get just a little closer to that microphone if you can. Right. Make sure they can hear you out there. But Tom, tell us a little bit about Pioneer and what you guys offer.
Well, Pioneer Metal Depot is just basically like it sounds. We sell metal roofing. That's our primary thing. But we've expanded so much here over the last couple of years into vinyl siding, windows, just about anything on the outside of a home that you need other than stone or brick or concrete. I can't do that. Everything else we can offer up to from one end of the spectrum to the other. Aluminum railing, like I said, vinyl siding. I can even do some metal roofing. I got even a source for a porcelain roofing panel.
There you go. And listen, Tom, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into this, and how'd you get to Pioneer?
Well, I got into this in 2003. My son and stepson build houses locally, and they knew that a salesman was leaving at who's now not really a competitor, but Thomas Metal Supply. And so I went and applied for the job, knew nothing about vinyl siding or metal roofing, and he hired me on the spot, pointed toward the door and said, "Go get it." Lucinda, who's the general manager at Pioneer Metal, came to work out there after I'd been there about 3 years. She worked in the office, and then she followed her heart and went to the shop and started making elbows and downspouts.
Yeah.
And this opening came when Pioneer was in Riceville, and I sent her up to talk to John because I thought she would be great for the job. He hired her on the spot. About 2 years later, John leaves, and she becomes a general manager, and she moves the place to Cleveland.
They were doing a lot of chicken houses up there in Riceville, right? Lots of chicken houses. A lot of metal on a chicken house.
Yeah, it's like 6,000 linear feet of metal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And so, obviously, Pioneer Metal, you guys have pretty much anything metal roofing from tough rib to standard or standing seam. Thank you very much.
Yes.
But you guys do a lot of custom stuff for folks.
Yeah, anything that you need a trim on a roof, something like that. You bring me in measurements and drawings, we can make it. Christy, who is the warehouse manager, has made for Lee College, made these crown molding that's probably about 2 feet wide with a deep arc in it. And she sat back there and patiently figured that out on the bender.
Yeah.
And made that. I'm telling you, it'll knock your eyes out.
Yeah. Listen, and I can tell you from experience, Pioneer is one of our partners that we deal with pretty exclusively here locally. Being a local business, we try to stay with other local businesses. And I can tell you this, it's not you. First of all, you don't have to be a contractor to come to Pioneer. And I can tell you that the level of customer service and what they do for everybody that comes through that door is something that really drew us when we started out. It kind of drew us to them. They knew we were just starting out, but they didn't treat us like that. They treat us like we'd been in there for 20 years, and that's the kind of stuff that that it makes you want to go back. It makes you want to send our customers there because we are confident in the service they're going to provide. So first of all, thank you to Lucinda and Tom, to you, all the things. And just earlier this week, it's as simple as this, folks. I went in, we've got a home we're building for a customer. She needed to see some things, and she's a very visual, and, building a home can be, or doing even a big remodel can be super overwhelming with the choices you have to make. So being able to go into a showroom that has tons of options and have somebody that could say, and I actually looked at Tom and said, Tom, if it was your house, what would you do? And for him to say that, and it just gives customers the peace of mind. And I can promise you, if you're looking for somebody to partner with on a project for yourself, go in there. I can without question tell you you're going to get great service. But one of the things is I went in with a set of blueprints, and within a half hour, we had exterior siding picked out, doing a little combo of board and batten and lap, gave her choices. She picked her colors. She got to see it up against the trim, what it would look like. You guys are from the prints, can quote that out, can also get us and I think people don't see, you've got a big sign out there now, but windows, you guys, are definitely probably have as many or more than anybody in town right now, right?
We've got quite a few windows. And once we started carrying the new construction windows, we put that sign out there, and it was so overwhelming we had to take the sign back in for a while. We've started putting it back out again, but we run out of new construction windows pretty regularly, but I've got them regularly coming in. I've always got an order going. And so if you need new construction windows in the standard sizes, I can fix you up today.
But you guys also can order any kind of custom they're looking for as well, right?
It doesn't. If it's something to do with a window or a storm door, anything like that, you just tell me what you want. We can put it together. Sometimes you might not like the price.
Yeah.
Some of the prices I don't like, but I can do it. If you want it, I can get it.
And if you've been shopping for windows is one of those things that I call it the COVID bug when it comes to construction. There's been some inexplicable just hiccups in kind of the supply chain and deliveries. And listen, full disclosure, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but every time I'm like, why is this happening? Because everybody gives you a different reason. They all want to try to relate it back to a pandemic but it wasn't exactly running like clockwork before that. But we've got a really hot market right now. Lots of building going on, lots of remodeling going on. But the fact that you guys have windows in stock, it's got to set you guys apart here locally, right?
It does quite a bit. And, we've not, like I say, we've not really done a lot of internet advertising or print advertising about it because we haven't had to. There's such a desperate need.
They're going to find you. They're going to find you.
Such a desperate need for construction materials that people are going to find you.
Yeah.
Where you hide.
And I think that's one of the things that is really differentiated you guys is the fact of, like, for me and my customer this week, it was a one-stop proposition. The exterior of her home is the only option that we've got left. Like you said earlier, is she wants to do some brickwork on the bottom and the front. That's the one thing you guys don't do, but everything else that we've got covered, from things you don't think about. If you're building a new deck or a porch, what are you going to put on the ceiling? What are you going to do up there? And what I love about you guys is the outside the box. We had a customer who had a double wide, and they wanted some. They had issues with the traditional vinyl skirting, and they said, hey, could we just run like some metal, like for metal roofing down there? Because we've got critters getting in. They've got some disabilities in their house, so they can't get to and get under there and fix things. They wanted something that was going to be maintenance free. And I had never had anybody ask that question. And I come in, I talked to Chris, and I said, hey, can we do that? She said, oh yeah, we'll just cut them. You just tell me how high you need them and we'll cut them and go. And, exactly. And it was just having that kind of, the willingness to do not just the standard things. It really allows you guys, folks, if you're out there and you've got something that you think is a little outside the box, or I'll tell you people all the time is Pinterest and all these websites where you can get different ideas. If you see something, a lot of things that they're maybe doing in Florida or California haven't made it here yet. Not to say we're behind the times, but we're behind the times sometimes. But you may be able to see something and, you get told no. Pioneer's a place that they will go outside of outside of the box, and they love. And Chris loves doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's her infatuation.
Yeah,
come in and ask for something that somebody else can't get, and she will make it.
She will move. Yeah, that's her mission. She'll move heaven and earth to make sure it's done.
Yeah, she'll get an answer. It'll be either yes or no, but she will get an answer.
So as we're talking about, just real quick here before our break, talk a little bit about the benefits of a metal roof. Just give me the Pioneer Metal Depot sales pitch. Why a metal roof over a shingle roof?
Well, the first thing is, of course, obviously the longevity of that metal roof. A lot of people don't know this too, that if you will contact your homeowner's insurance company, you can actually get a discount on your homeowner's insurance by putting a metal roof on. The color is not like it used to be. You still drive around and see some houses with the roofs that are faded and stuff. They've perfected the paint system so much that it's just so imperceptible paint fade after 10 years that it looks like a new roof.
And so, you've got longevity, folks. If you've got a shingle roof, 10, maybe 15 years, you're going to be getting another shingle roof. Having metal extends that out. And really, if you're going to save 2 times what you're going to be at a shingle roof, it's not double the price to do metal.
No.
I can tell you that. And you've got lots of options. There's far more. It's not just red and green.
Exactly.
There's a lot of color options, and you got that longevity. There's some green benefit to as far as the energy savings in your home, especially if it's done correctly and installed correctly, which some folks at Pro 93 could help you do. But it's no matter what you're looking for, whether it's tough rib or standing seam, and now kind of a new product we talked about a few months ago here on the show, the Provia metal shingle that's out there now, where folks, if you want something that is different and will differentiate and be the last roof you're ever going to buy, folks, I've watched metal shingles and they laid one on the ground and Chris jumped on it and the thing didn't go anywhere. Now, she ain't big, but I stepped my big butt on it and the thing didn't give. I can tell you, and they've got them, I think, in shake or what's the other, slate? Yeah, shake or slate, neutral colors, so it can stand the trends of time as far as color trends. And folks, just being able, and I think you guys are an exclusive distributor of that product in the area. So, and Pro 93, we are certified installer, which means you can not only get trusted that we've been trained how to do it, but you can get the warranty available to you is a higher warranty than you would have having somebody who doesn't know carry that certification. So metal roofing, Pioneer's your place to go. It's a great option in town to go. You're going to get great customer service. I know when you go into their showroom, let me just ask you, Tom, how many people are amazed when you open the door to the warehouse and they see?
Well,
you can't see it from the road. You really don't get a grasp of what's back there.
It's astonishing to watch people come in and they expect to see a couple of little displays. And they're slowly doing the spin, turning around, looking at everything that's on the walls and on the floor and on the shelves. And they said, my goodness, I never would have thought
Yeah.
you had all this in here.
And then you go to the warehouse.
Yeah, I'll take them for that. I tell them it's the longest eighth of a mile in Bradley County. You have to walk it.
I've been trying to convince Lucinda she needs to get me a golf cart when I need to come over there.
We've got a little electric scooter.
There you go. That's what I like to hear right there. Well, listen, we're going to take our quick break. We come back. Look, we've just scratched the surface of what Pioneer can offer you. So whatever you're doing, hang in there with us. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in just a second. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your weekend. Happy Saturday morning. Dennis Purvis here, as always. Tom Carlton in studio with us from Pioneer Metal Depot. Tom, we've talked a lot about metal roofing. We've talked a little bit about windows. Let's talk about some of the exterior options you guys have. And, to say that vinyl siding ain't your grandpa's vinyl siding is an understatement these days.
Definitely.
So let's just start with what most people know with the lap and Dutch lap siding. Talk a little bit about where that products come, what the options are now, what you're seeing trend-wise, really.
Mostly in the vinyl right now, you're seeing color choices that you didn't have 10, 15 years ago. They've developed a system that where the sun doesn't warp it near as bad. And don't get me wrong, everything expands and contracts in nature, and it's going to do that. The darker the color, the worse problem you will have. But there's so much built into that, UV protection built into that nowadays, that it's nowhere near the problem than it used to be.
Yeah.
It's thicker, it feels thicker, it looks more natural with the wood grains on it. And, that's kind of the way the trends are going with everything, is making sure that it's energy safe and energy thoughtful, and you have a lot less waste with it now than you used to have.
Yeah.
You don't have the chalking that you used to have on it. And I always caution everybody, when you wash your house and it's got vinyl siding on it, do not put chlorine bleach into your sprayer and wash it. It looks great for about 3 days, and then you've washed the protective coating off the outside that it constantly oozes. I don't know if you've noticed on your dash of your car, you'll see a fog on the glass.
Yeah.
Well, that is that vapor that's coming off that vinyl on your dash. Same thing happens to your vinyl on your house, and it makes it sort of self-cleaning.
Yeah. And so trend-wise, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but one of the biggest things I think that struck me in just the last couple years with seeing the new developments around town and what we've been asked to do as a contractor, colors.
Oh, yes.
Dark blues, dark grays, browns, dark. Now, while that's a trendy item, and I like the look, I don't have a problem with the look. I think, but what do people need to think about when they're putting? There's an additional step when they're putting some siding when they've got a dark color like that, right?
Well, they just need to think about making sure it's not tight nailed, making sure it can expand properly into the corners, and you shouldn't have a problem. Anytime I've gone to a house and found a problem, I just had this recently on some dark board and batten siding in Athens, and they said it had little round bubbles that came up in the siding. And I said, something's got to be wrong. So I went up there, and every bubble I felt, I didn't know they had used steel studs in behind that, and those bolts were there. Well, those bolts and that steel absorbs heat, and what's it going to do to vinyl? It's going to cause it to expand. And they said they didn't know that was back there.
Yeah.
I said, well, your installer should have told you that. Maybe you've got some fan fold that you can put over that, insulate that from that. But that's the kind of things you have to watch for. You just have to watch for not the product itself being a problem, but something else causing a problem with the product.
And that's why, number one, having somebody when you're buying the product to be able to alert you to those things. I know when we were talking earlier about the customer I had over there this week, she wanted a color that was almost black.
Pretty close.
Well, and you told her, said, look, this is going to absorb some of this heat. You're going to need some underlayment under this, some foam under this. That's, I love the way you phrased it. And because you're adding an extra piece, you're adding some extra money.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it comes with the foam backing on it in the darker colors. And to me, that's just an example of a premium product when they think ahead like that and they put that foam on there. And that just saves you, aggravation down the line.
And it's going to save you money too, because darker colors are going to draw some heat, folks.
Yes, they do.
They're going to draw some stuff in, and you may like that in the wintertime, but you're not going to in the summer. And you made the great point. It's still vinyl. At the end of the day, you get it hot enough, it's going to melt. You alluded to this just a minute ago, but there are some great board and batten vinyl options right now.
Oh, yes.
That really, if you're looking for the board and batten look, I will tell you this from experience. We in the last couple summers, we have spent a ton of time at folks' houses on wood siding because people want the wood. They think, oh, it looks better. It's more of a status. Well, guess what? It's a little humid here, folks. That humidity is going to go somewhere. And what do we say all the time about water? It always wins. And we're taking, we're cutting out bad spots. We're cutting out sometimes replacing whole sides of the house because of moisture. Not that it's not a great product, but vinyl, you don't have that issue. And you've got a lot less maintenance involved. Pressure washing, keep the bleach out of there, but you can pressure wash your house to really kind of make it look like you've got a paint job when you haven't. But there's also a product you guys carry, the Diamond Coat. Kind of, for those of you folks out there may see sort of the smart siding that's out there. Talk a little bit about the Diamond Coat product.
Well, the Diamond Coat product is actually LP Smart Side that the Diamond Coat people purchase that directly from LP. Then they put a 30-year warranty paint system on. No fade.
I'm looking at it right here, folks, for you guys on Facebook Live. Hi, but 30-year no fade siding, folks. That's quite a warranty.
Just saved you, 3 paint jobs at least?
Yeah. I mean, I think that when you do that kind of, anytime you paint a house, wood is different from one piece to the next. When you've got something like this, you've got consistency.
Exactly.
You're not going to have light spots and dark spots, wood showing through. You're going to have consistency here.
Exactly.
And so that's another option that's out there. Folks, siding right now, and here's the thing, these things aren't outrageous. There are some, and with everything we give folks an option of good, better, best, whether it's windows or whether it's siding or whether it's roofing. But folks, when you look at some of the things that are out there, I would encourage you, if you're thinking about making a switch to your siding, first of all, give us a call at Pro 93. We'd like to help you with it at 458-4135. But go over to Pioneer. Tell me where you guys are located at.
We're at 4285 Old Tasso Road, directly down from the YMCA and down from the old Hardwick close, and directly across from whatever that is. What is over there? Anyway, we're the old Hardwood Frames building. It's hard to miss us.
And what's your guys' hours through the week?
We're 7 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 7 to 4 on Friday. And thank goodness we get the weekends off.
There you go.
Not every weekend.
Yeah, and what's a good number for them to reach you guys?
Good number is 423-461-2881.
And then online, I think it's just Pioneer Metal Depot, isn't it?
Info at pioneermetaldepot.com. Or you can put my name, Christy's name, Lucinda's name, or Lisa's name in front of that, and just Lisa or Tom at pioneermetaldepot.com, and we'll get those direct emails.
And listen, folks, I would encourage you to go by their showroom, because in a half-hour show, we can't go through everything they've got. But I can tell you that you'd be amazed at what's in there, what's available to you. They've got displays. And speaking of one of the kind of things, one of the newer things you guys are carrying is the different railing systems.
Oh, yes.
And I can personally speak to this because I chose this. Is it Hog Wild? What is it?
It's a Wild Hog.
Wild Hog. That's it. Wild Hog. It's if you haven't seen this, it's if you've got a wood deck or a front porch and you have spindles. Now, that's been the look of everybody's deck for as long as I can remember there being decks. But if you've ever had to stain or seal or protect that deck, you've done real good, because it takes you no time to get those deck boards stained.
Oh, yeah.
Then you go out and have to worry about the spindles. And I hate spindles because it'll take twice as long as it does the rest of the deck there's no easy way to paint it. I joke around, my Shark Tank invention is going to be some way to, in one easy motion, paint a spindle. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm going to get a prototype. So what people are doing are getting away from that spindle look and going to a couple options. One is the hog fence, and you can go down to a supply store, a co-op, and grab you some hog fence and frame it up and put it in. But what I like about the Wild Hog, and that's why I chose it for my personal home, powder coated. And it's got a great look, consistent look, comes in different lengths of panels. And what's the warranty on that, Tom?
It's a lifetime warranty on it. The paint, I've never been able to chip it. I'll be honest with you.
And you guys got forklifts all over the place.
I have dropped a load of that and not done any damage to it. It's a zinc with a primer and a powder coat on there that is basically bulletproof.
And I can tell you, when you put it on your deck, you install it under your railings. If you've got pets, children, this is a fantastic product as far as an option to spindles. And I'm telling you, it's kind of like when you stare at a chain link fence and suddenly you can't see the chain link fence anymore. You got a view you didn't have through spindles. It's not chopped up, and really love that product. But you guys are also looking in, you've got some Verticable, different cable railing systems there, correct?
Yeah, I got a couple of different cable systems. One is the railing panels where the wires are vertical rather than horizontal, and those come in 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 foot lengths.
And you brought up a good point when we were talking earlier about the reason why vertical is a little better than the horizontal railings.
Yeah, California has outlawed the putting in, especially in any commercial setting, you can't put the horizontal cables in. Kids like to climb those up. It's a perfect ladder system. They'll climb up and go right over.
Same way if you're trying to build any sort of theft prevention, all you're doing is giving the would-be burglar a free ladder.
A tool to get in.
So I know you guys have seen an uptick with that kind of stuff and are carrying those products. What am I missing? What else is something you guys are excited about?
Fiberon composite decking.
Oh, there you go.
That has become it's like Trex.
Yeah,
I think it's a little better than Trex. I've had issues with Trex in the past that I've sold,
especially when it comes to railings.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But with the Fiberon, very little. I just don't have any problems with it. It's an easy product to install, and it is there for life.
And here's the thing, the cost of that is going to be more than lumber. But folks, if you've ever thought about composite, with the price where lumber is, and it has come down a little bit, but it's never, I don't think it's ever going back to where it was. But if you're ever going to think about it, it's never looked better next to a wood deck than it does right now. So lots of different options. Folks, if they got something going on the outside of your house, give Tom a call. Give them a call one more time, man. How do they get what's the phone number there?
It's 462-461-2881.
And listen, Tom, I appreciate you coming in today, man.
No problem.
Thank you very much, folks. They're open to the public. Get out there and check them out. Pioneer Metal Depot, anything going on outside of your house. And listen, we appreciate you listening to us today. Thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. As always, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, and love one another. We'll talk to you guys soon. You'll be listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 1041 and 1013 The Buzz.